Hello students, welcome to chapter number 6, Empowerment of Women and Other Weaker section, subject History, standard 9th, part 4. In earlier part, we talked about women empowerment and about various organizations and social activists who made huge efforts to bring about changes in women's life in our society. Now we will talk about weaker sections. Scheduled castes are not given any proper treatment in the society. They are not given equal status in the society. They are considered as untouchables. Because of these issues, they are not given equal employment opportunities. They are considered as lower caste, lower sections. This way, we are differentiating in humanity, and we should not differentiate between people. In the post-independence period, our constitution adopted the values of freedom, equality, fraternity. Fraternity means brotherhood and social justice. In society, all people should get justice whether they are rich or poor. In accordance with this, the practice of untouchability was banned by the law. Untouchability means the higher caste people never used to sit with lower caste people, never used to eat together, never used to let them touch, so they were treated as untouchables. But according to the 17th article in the Constitution, untouchability was removed, that is, it is banned, and these castes were included in the scheduled caste. These caste means all the people or community that was considered untouchables. They were included in this scheduled caste. In view of the educational and social backwardness of these castes, they were given reservations in education as well as jobs to facilitate their development. Scheduled caste category gets reservation. Now, what is the reason for the reservation? Now, because of their educational and social backwardness, they are not qualified for the jobs. So, if they are given reservation, that is, they are given reservation in jobs in education, then in future they can develop their community in the society. They will get education, jobs, and proper status in the society. Now, next we will talk about scheduled tribes. Scheduled tribes are the community of Adivasis. They are known as tribal people. Just like the scheduled caste, the scheduled tribes or Adivasis who lived in remote parts of the country also face several difficulties. Now this community of scheduled tribes, they are not aware about development that are taking places in city. They are not aware about the life outside their tribe, and they are economically and socially backward. Economically means they don't have much money. Jobs are not available for them in society. They are also not given equal status. The mentality of people living in city or villages are different. Their thoughts, culture and ideology are different. So what government has done for them? Government has given them reservation, jobs, education rights so that they develop themselves and increase their level of livelihood. Once these communities get education and jobs, they can earn for their livelihood and develop a status for themselves in the society. Now their conditions have been seen some improvement in recent times. They do not have any means of livelihood. So what is their main source of income? Agriculture and forest produce, that is growing and selling of vegetables and fruits, and with the forest produce, whatever they can produce from bamboos or wood, they sell the product in the market. Modern farming implements, that is fertilizers and pesticides, have not yet reached them. Hence their income from agriculture is very small. With modern farming, they can increase their production. Their fields are on hillsides and not fertile. They are malnourished due to insufficient and poor qualities of diet. Adivasis in remote areas find it difficult to get medical attention on time. For all these reasons, there is a need to give social protection to Adivasis. They need special attention. So, according to the Indian Constitution, Adivasis have been enumerated as scheduled tribes. For this, they are given representation in the law boards school, colleges, education, government services, etc., so that they become a part of modern society. The next we will talk about nomadic and de-notified tribes. Nomadics rear animals and season to season they change their places. Rearing means taking care of animals. Caste and tribe that move from place to place for livelihood are included under nomadic tribes. Britishers were finding it difficult to understand their lifestyle, so they declared some of them as criminal tribes. So the law 1871 was passed by Britishers to curb crimes, in which some of the main groups were mentioned as criminal tribes and their occupation and their movements were banned. That is, they were not allowed to move from villages nor they were allowed to enter forest. This unjust law was repealed in the post-independence period and the curbs on these tribes were lifted. They were included under de-notified tribes and they were also given reservation by the government. Government made efforts for their social and economic development. So they got reservation in school, colleges, jobs. So in many different ways, government is trying to develop these communities. These tribes are also given representation in educational institution and the government sector. They get reservation in jobs. They are given government jobs. Next, we will talk about minorities. In case of India, if in any community the population in that community is less than 50%, then that community is considered as minority. In India, only Hindus are majority. Hindus population is more than 50%. So Muslims, Sikh, Christians, Buddhists, Jain, Parsis, all of these are minority. So, in a society, a group of people of a particular religion, language, or race who are few in number are termed as minority. In case of language, in a country, Hindus are majority. But suppose if I am staying in Tamil Nadu and I am Marathi, then I become a minority in that region, as the language of Tamil Nadu is Tamil. Suppose if I am living in Maharashtra and I am Tamil, I speak in Tamil and in Maharashtra language is Marathi, so I will become minority in Maharashtra. So in area who speaks more of a particular language, that language or caste becomes majority of that particular region, as in case of states. Now race like Aryan race, African American race, etc. Race is a grouping of human based on shared physical or social qualities into categories. There are various religious sect, like in every religion also we have many sect, like in Hindus we have Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Shudras, in Muslims we have Shias and Sunnis. So we have different religions like Hindu, Muslim, Christians, but in every religion also we have many sect and languages in our country. In our country we see cultural diversity where there are variation in cultural traditions too. So in region where there are different religion, sect, language, culture, so there will be minority or majority in them. So the minority community, they have different issues. Now the majority community in that region will try to maintain their power over that region. So the minority are given equal rights. So in order to preserve their cultural tradition and to develop their own language, the constitution gives the citizen certain educational and cultural rights. Minorities are given the rights to protect and conserve their language, culture, and tradition. So they give the rights to set up their separate educational institution. So this can preserve their culture. The government implements to give various schemes for their progress. So they can set up separate educational institution for their communities, betterment, for securing their culture, to protect their tradition. The culture and tradition has to be passed on to future generation. For this, government helps in various ways where they can organize and set up separate institution. Minorities are given the right to protect and conserve their language, culture and tradition. So they give the right to set up their separate educational institution. So this way they can preserve their culture. The government implements to give various schemes for their progress. This way, they can set up separate education institution for their community betterment, for securing their culture, to protect their tradition. The culture and tradition has to be passed on to future generation. For this, the government helps in various ways where they can organize and set up separate institutions. So with this, we end our chapter 6, Empowerment of Women and Other Weaker Sections, wherein we talked about the various steps that were taken by the government and other various organizations to empower women and other weaker sections. Thank you.